All right, so I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that everything is okay with you. And it's good evening for a lot of people here. So let's talk about the remedy for today, and I'm continuing my work on understanding and exploring remedies, which we don't use very often. And more, I'm able to evolve with many remedies. I'm able to understand how we get fixed into just comfort zones. And I feel most situations happen in life to actually get you out of comfort zone. I remember this beautiful sentence that Mr. Rajiv Bajaj said in one of his talks about his mentor um, from Iyengar Yoga, B.S. Iyengar. He said that he was told that yoga is actually a situation of knowing how to be stable in an unstable situation. Interesting, no? How deep. And that's what I mean by saying that we need to get out of our comfort zones, and most situations in our life are just for us to get out of the comfort zone and be totally volatile, be totally vulnerable, and that's where growth can happen. Maybe, maybe not. So, yeah. So let's talk about an interesting remedy that I've used a few times, but with very interesting results, because when it is indicated, only that remedy will help. So we'll talk about the remedy Cedron. Cedron is called Cimaruba ferruginea, rattlesnake bean. It belongs to the rosids and rutales family, interestingly. And I think it would be interesting for me to read for you the main idea of Cedron. And the main idea of Cedron that I've seen, which is very, very important, is especially in in region like India, Brazil, and situations which are warm, damp countries, maybe Indian subcontinent, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. In these kind of areas, whenever the fever has exact periodicity, you can see in Fatak it's written exact periodicity, although here it's written for neuralgias, but this is for everything. Exact periodicity with malarial miasm. Think about Cetron. A lot of excitement before chills. It also has a lot of orbital pain, especially one of my patients used to tell me he used to get eye pain around the forehead during after fever. You can see severe pain in eyeballs, around the eyeballs, scalding lacrimation, almost makes you think about eupatorium perfoliatum. A lot of symptoms are after coition aggravated. In fact, there is a symptom stammering after coition also, Cedron. Iritis, choroiditis. So it could be an important remedy for ophthalmic conditions. Also, a lot of acute pain in the right thumb to shoulder, causing her to drop. Also, acute pains and better by standing erect and aggravated periodically at same hour. So patients will often tell you that exactly when it's 11 o'clock I'll get fever. Exactly when the clock touches 11 I get fever. Aggravated open air, aggravated after sleep, and before storm as well. Some more things I would like to tell you about Cedron. It's one of the lesser known remedies for neuralgias, but the keynote, you cannot give Cedron without having exact periodicity. The neuralgias can be wandering, and it can be due to caries teeth like Hecla lava. They can be shooting, pressing, tearing pain like magnesium phos. Interestingly, it's also a very important remedy for injury and bites of different venoms. Um, Let me tell you some very important indications of fever, which I think you should know for now. All the fever of Cedron, especially the chill stage, is especially after midnight. And that's why one should always think about arsenic alb. When arsenic fails, think about Cedron. And fever and the chill especially can begin in the limbs and the thighs. And chill is often, there can be headache before the chill. And very important, better by warm drinks. And that's why it comes very close to arsenic alb. A lot of shaking and rainy weather aggravation is very strong, and that's why it's very important for Indian subcontinent. I told you about this. um, Everyday fever at same time, this is keynote. I told you about this. A lot of feverish feeling more in the anterior region than in posterior. And dry heat, like sambucus, like bryonia. And typically, especially chill followed by heat followed by sweat. They can be irregularly intermingling. Look at this interesting rubric. Compound fever, heat, coldness, heat, intermingling. So heat, cold, sweat, they can intermingle with each other एक दूसरे के बाद. And let's see very quickly about I think a lot of cough at 6 a.m. This is also well known. A lot of issues of the eye in this remedy. We don't think about it. For iritis, it's a very important remedy. Itching during fever. Itching of the eye during fever is also Cedron. And pain in the eye around the same time, also Cedron. Burning, a lot of burning is there in this remedy, and that's why I often like to call it very close to arsenic alb. More or less. Let me see if I want to tell you something more about this remedy. Left eye shooting pain. You should know this. Left eye is a very important area. Malarial poisoning, spleen liver enlargement, also later on. Supraorbital neuralgia like lac felinum. Severe pain around the eyeball radiating around the eye to the nose, scalding tears from eye. So I had a very, very interesting case who was not improving with anything and had just one symptom, exact periodicity, and had this pain around supraorbital eye, and did very well just on one dose of Cedron. Maybe someday I'll present this case. It's a beautiful case which shows how common remedies fail. There were a lot of remedies given, and then finally Cedron helped. Also important for tonsils, tonsil enlarged, a constant desire to swallow, and that's why people who have, and this patient also had throat infection, laryngitis chronic, and cough at 6 p.m. I told you about this. Let's see if we have anything. Massimo has written, dwells on past disagreeable things. Weakness from pain, interesting. Let's see if I have anything from generalities for you that you should know about Cedron. Cedron, you should know this. Warm drinks and warm water ameliorate, but cold food desire. Interesting. Warm drinks during chills desire, warm food desire. Interesting. Heat flushes on the upper part of the body, also Cedron. Let's see if we should know something about the mind state. Like I told you, why I compare it with arsenic, because a lot of symptoms aggravated when being alone, anxiety when being alone, company desire for alone aggravate, again a little bit like arsenic alb. A lot of anxious dreams, dreams of dead bodies, of friends, interviews with social women. So there's a little bit of sexuality involved there in the dreams. Dreams of quarrels with dead relatives, interesting. A lot of excitement before chills, also. Fancies confused with sleeplessness, fear of female friend, interesting symptom. Interesting symptom. Lot of weakness and heaviness, a lot of prostration and heaviness with. So a little bit like gelsemia. It's a very important rubric. We should mark this. Lot of restlessness. You can see restlessness, anxious, drives one place to place, like arsenic alb. A lot of weeping in emotional situations as well. Cedron. Let's see if I can see anything in Allen's provings. Um, a lot of gloominess with disposition to weep. In proving this symptom is a dread of friends, in particular females, dullness of senses, torpor of mental faculties. So there's a lot of dullness, huh? Almost like China or Gelsemium. Interesting. So this is more or less about Cedron. I hope you guys read this remedy and use this and really apply this, and I hope that you do very well. Thank you.